What is a printing press? Printing press, machine by which text and images are transferred to paper or other media by means of ink, although movable type, as well as paper first appeared in China. It was in Europe that printing first became mechanized. The earliest mention of a printing press is in a lawsuit in Strasbourg in 1439, revealing construction of a press for Johannes Gutenberg and his associates. The invention of the printing press itself obviously owed much to the medieval paper press, in turn modeled after the ancient wine and olive press of the Mediterranean area. A long handle was used to turn a heavy wooden screw, exerting downward pressure against the paper, which was laid over the type mounted on a wooden platen. In its essentials, the wooden press reigned supreme for more than 300 years, with a hardly varying rate of 250 sheets per hour printed on one side.
The history of printing press. Knowledge is power, as the saying goes, and the invention of the mechanical movable type printing press helped disseminate knowledge wider and faster than ever before. German goldsmith Johannes Gutenberg is credited with inventing the printing press around 1436, although he was far from the first to automate the book printing process. Woodblock printing in China dates back to the 9th century, and Korean bookmarkers were printing with movable type a century before Gutenberg. But most historians believe Gutenberg's adaptation, which employed a screw-type wine press to squeeze down evenly on the ink metal type, was the key to unlocking the modern age. With the newfound ability to inexpensively mass-produce books on every imaginable topic, revolutionary ideas and priceless ancient knowledge were placed in the hands of every literate European, whose numbers doubled every century.
The invention of the printing press let him recognize the demand for books and how lucrative it would be for him to mass-produce a cheap product. Drawing inspiration from the movable types of East Asia and the screw-type press of farmers in Europe, Gutenberg invented his famous printing press. Furthermore, how did the printing press affect education? Just like the internet 5 centuries later, the printing press's influence altered the way people learned, shared knowledge, spread opinions, and amused themselves. Its effects include the impact of the printing press on education, for example, vastly increasing the number of people who learned to read.
So what ideas were spread using this invention? His 95 Theses used broadsheets to spread his protest against indulgences, the same broadsheet that developed into the newspaper. The invention of printing also changed the labor structure of Europe, with printers rising as new artisans. So why is the printing press important? The printing press allows us to share large amount of information quickly and in huge numbers. In fact, the printing press is so significant that it has come to be known as one of the most important inventions of our time. It drastically changed the way our society evolved.
How did the printing press affect society? The invention of the printing press had a huge impact on the past and continues to impact our lives today. Printing allowed ideas to circulate quickly and cheaply. Originally, the printing press was used mostly for books, pamphlets, and newspapers. Now we use printing for almost everything. Because of the wide availability of Bibles, the invention of the printing press actually spread the idea of Christianity even further around Europe and soon to other countries around the world. Also, during the Reformation, printing helped spread Protestant religion ideas such as Lutheranism.
The invention of printing is considered one of the defining inventions for the development of civilization. Although it might not be something that you would think of, the printing press had a major impact on the world, and it started way back in the Renaissance. Of course, the printing press has impacted today as well. If you were to imagine the world without printers, you could imagine that books were thousands of dollars each, and that teachers would have to copy each worksheet for each student by hand. Gutenberg's original invention was of course the main blueprint of all modern electric printers today. But instead of having tangible letters painted with ink, today's printers have computer chips that receive the information sent by the computer on what to print and electronically paints the ink onto paper.